Welcome back to the Gentleman's Gazette. In today's video, we discuss how to pack a suitcase like a pro, specifically a business trip that is long. If you want to know how to pack for a shorter business trip using a carry-on, please check out these videos. But frankly, I always try to pack the largest suitcase I can get because it's better for my suits. Before we go into how to pack a suitcase, you have to know what to pack. So what you should pack. Honestly, I think you know that best yourself, but keep in mind that versatility is always key. You want a wardrobe that is easy to dress up and down because you have very limited garments with you and you want to get the most out of them. For a standard business trip, I suggest you pack at least one suit, maybe two, and a navy blazer. In terms of color, I think a gray suit is perfect because you can combine the pants with a blazer and have another business-appropriate outfit. If you want another pair of pants, I think chinos are great. Or if you need something dressier, of course you can go with dress pants. Make sure there's enough of a contrast and don't go with something navy that is different than the blazer or even exactly the same because with the buttons it just looks off. A heavier fabric such as a flannel wrinkles less than a lightweight high twist fabric like this one. Yes, you can always have your suit pressed when you arrive or just hang up in the bathroom to release the wrinkles with steam. But ideally, you want a suit that wrinkles as little as possible because it makes it easier on you and provides peace of mind because you'll always look presentable. When it comes to shirts, I'd bring a white dress shirt with cufflinks, maybe a light blue one, and at least a checked one, which is a little more casual that you can wear without a tie, let's say if you go out at night. Undershirts may help you to keep your dress shirts look fresher all day, so please check out our undershirts guide here. If you want other colors, I suggest stay with pastel colors for shirts because they're easy to combine, very versatile. Don't go with bolder colors. And if you want to add a dash of something special to your outfit, go with colorful accessories such as your tie, your pocket square, or maybe your cufflinks. When it comes to shoes, it's actually very different if you have quality men's shoes because they're usually a lot heavier than cheaper ones. Personally, I've traveled 3 or 4 weeks with just 3 pairs of shoes, one which I wore on the plane and 2 that were packed. And I could do that because I knew exactly the kind of events I would go to. If you know you have lots of formal business events, I suggest to go with a black Capto Oxford and maybe a pair of burgundy shoes because burgundy combines well, it looks always presentable, professional, but you can also combine it in a more casual way. If you don't have formal events, I suggest brown is king, and I would always go with a dark brown pair, maybe a pair of monk straps or regular lace-ups, then a pair of burgundy shoes because it's so versatile, and another maybe lighter brown or cognac tone, maybe a suede pair of shoes because that rounds up your wardrobe and makes you look presentable and dapper no matter where you go. And to learn how to combine colorful shoelaces with your shoes and your outfit, please check out this video here. Most people forget it, but it's very important to bring at least one pair of shoe trees because it helps your shoes to stay in shape and last longer. While plastic ones are really lightweight, I don't like them because they don't provide the desired shape and hold I need, so I go with a lightweight wood such as cedar or even better, poplar. No matter where I travel, I always bring a travel shoehorn because it protects my shoes, it helps me to get into my shoes at security, and I never want to miss it because it's such a small item that can save you a lot of dollars. In terms of accessories, I usually bring pocket squares, ties, sometimes bow ties, cufflinks, rings, maybe a collar pin or a collar bar, and also boutonnieres. I actually use the Fort Belvedere gift box to travel with them because that's perfect and they don't get damaged that way. That being said, usually I travel with my cufflinks in my carry-on because I don't want to lose my valuable gold jewelry. So how do you pack this suitcase? First of all, I suggest you go to the bedroom because if you have a large enough bed, you can put all of your things out there and you can have your suitcase up on the bed so it's easier to pack. The first thing I do is to stuff my socks and underwear into the shoes that don't have shoe trees. I definitely recommend you use shoe bags or dust bags because they keep the rest of your clothes clean. The remaining t-shirts, polo shirts, or undershirts and socks go into the bottom of the suitcase and especially on the side where you have the pull mechanism because it's uneven and those socks help to even everything out. I add belts or suspenders to it, I add my DOP kit, and ideally you want something that's lightweight and not too heavy. Sometimes the nicer DOP kits are really heavy and it just adds bulk, so try to pay attention to that and stay as lean as possible. Folding can have a huge impact on how your clothing wrinkles. Dress shirts are delicate and wrinkle very easily, therefore you should fold them and not roll them. The best way to do that is to put the shirt flat down with buttons facing on the floor or the table. Fold the sides inwards with sleeves on both sides. then fold over the hem and fold it in half or in thirds, depending on the size of your suitcase. Do that with all your shirts and then stack them with the collars opposite from each other. You can use the same folding technique with sweaters, t-shirts, or polo shirts. However, sometimes it may make more sense to simply roll them because it's quicker, it's easier, and it saves you on space. Now in terms of a suit, the big advantage of a large spinner suitcase is that you don't need to really fold your suit heavily. So what I do is I use a lightweight plastic hanger with a wide shoulder pad. You want the shoulders to be about 2 inches wide, and you want the trouser bar to not be rubberized because that usually doesn't stick. You want a form of really grippy foam or anything else that really holds your trousers up. Simply hang your suit and put it in a garment bag. Personally, I stay clear of the heavier cotton garment bags I use at home, and instead I go with really lightweight, cheap ones because they help to prevent wrinkles. At the same time, they don't add bulk or weight to my suitcase. Never go with more than 2 garment bags, and if you have more garments such as 2 suits and 2 jackets, simply double them up in the same garment bag. Trousers go in a trouser bar. If you have a vest, which is extremely helpful because vests are easy to combine, you add it on top of the hanger underneath the jacket. And if you want to learn more about how to combine it, please check out that video here. Once the garment bag is zipped up, you lay it flat in the suitcase, then take the other garment bag, lay it flat as well, and then you fold them over one on each other. That way the crease in the garment is not strong and it won't wrinkle. I always try to fold it just at the bottom part of the lapel because that way you don't get any unwieldy creases in it. Sometimes if I have more pairs of pants, I put them either on the hanger, but if it's too heavy and it would break the plastic hanger, I just put them flat in the bottom of the suitcase first. On top of the suits, I only put very lightweight items such as pocket squares or ties. For that specifically, I use a tie case that my wife made for me when we first dated. So it's very dear to my heart and I use it to this day. I found that rolling up ties usually makes them wrinkle much more easily, and just laying them flat in your suitcase means they shift around and that way they wrinkle too. So definitely get a tie case. You don't want to put any heavy objects on top of your suits because otherwise it's much more likely to wrinkle. It's good for your suitcase to have that zipper on top so you can close up the suit compartment and focus your efforts on the other side. You also want a compartment on the other side because it's much heavier and you don't want it to push on the suit side. If you have issues with the size of your shoes, I suggest you wear the heaviest pair when you travel and put the lighter ones in your dust bags. I also suggest you put the sole to sole and pack them that way because they're more compact and you get more in your suitcase. For my belts, I always try to roll them up and either I fit them in my shoes or I just fit them on the side of the shirts or the shoes because there's always extra room for little things like that. The same is true for items such as chargers or maybe your electric shaver. To make sure you don't overload your adopt kit, get travel size products or little bottles, otherwise it's way too heavy. So what suitcase should you ideally choose? Over the years, I've tried lots of different things and I've found that 2 things are very important. 1, you want spinner wheels that are really easy to roll because nothing is as bothersome as having to carry your suitcase for long distances, which makes you sweat and uncomfortable at the airport. Also, when you're outside and the pavement is not always the best, having shitty wheels is really a pain in the ass. Personally, while I love the look of suitcases like Globetrotter, they're just very impractical, and I've had good luck with these hardshell suitcases in polycarbonate. They're lightweight and they have strong corners. I always go for the zippered version because it's lighter than the metal frame version from brands like Rimowa, for example. The one I'm using it right now is from Samsonite. It's not sponsored in any way, it's just what I happen to like. I used to live in Germany and was dating my wife in the US, so I was traveling a lot back and forth, and those lightweight suitcases are really the best. They will break eventually, but it's still better than carrying a heavier aluminum suitcase that won't break as easily, but it doesn't allow you to carry on a lot. 2, your spinner suitcase has to be wide enough. Ideally, your shoulders should fit in there, no problem. Originally, I started with larger, more rectangular suitcases, but I've gone to a more square shape, which works really well for suits because you can fold it nicely, you get the width you want, and they're very easy to handle. Honestly, if you invest in custom suits, I really urge you to use a larger suitcase because they're easier on your suits and you will be able to wear them for much longer. If for some reason you have to bring a smaller suitcase that you can carry on, please check out this video here. In today's video, I'm wearing a typical travel combination for a fall-winter season. The suit jacket is vintage. It's from Accaraceni in Milan, and the fabric is very special because it has a number of different green tones, which makes it very easy to combine, especially with a travel wardrobe. And I pair it with a cognac-colored pair of corduroys. To learn more about corduroys, you can check out our guide on the website. The belt I'm wearing here is brown alligator. It works well with the shoes, and it has a silver buckle. The shirt was custom made for me. It's white with a blue check on it. It has a wider spread collar. I use collar stays with it. And with it, I'm wearing a silk knit tie in blue from Fort Belvedere in a 4-in-hand knot. And you can learn how to tie that here. The pocket square is an orange wool silk pocket square from Fort Belvedere, and you can find it in our shop. It goes particularly well with the jacket and with the tie because it picks up those colors and combines them with orange, which works really well with green and blue. My shoes are Italian with a thin Blake Rapid stitch. I made sure that they don't have a metal element so it doesn't beep when I travel. For the same reason, I skipped any other metal accessories such as cufflinks, collar pins, a watch, or a pinky ring because it's much easier to get through security at the airport that way. My socks are shadow striped. They're from Fort Belvedere. They are burgundy and cognac, and even though it's not exactly the same tone of cognac as the pants, it works really well because of the two-tone effect. To learn more about how to combine shoes with socks and pants, please check out our in-depth guide on the website. All the Fort Belvedere accessories can be found in our shop, and see you next time.